Good morning. How are y'all doing today? Hope you're well. Hope things are going well for you this week. So today I want to talk about a lot of the questions and some of the things I get about, especially that second batch of your yogurt. So I know I do show an extremely easy way to make it, and to be honest, it is that simple. Um, you have to remember what you're starting out with. So when you're first starting your yogurt, you're starting out with, so this one starts out with like 37 billion. Um, but you end up with, say, somehow you don't quite get that, you start with 20 billion. You end up with about 81 trillion in this container. So, and then if you each serving, it's a half, right? So it's about a half of a cup, which is about, there are 8 servings in here. So that makes that 8 trillion. So when you're starting your second batch, you're not starting with 20 billion, you're starting with 8 trillion. So that's how, that's really why the second batches always come out like kings. They're fantastic, very thick, almost just perfect almost every time. And you can add inulin if you want to encourage growth, but you think about the multiplication, the not the multiplication, but the continual, um, it's early. That's why I've got this. So it's been that kind of a week. So don't judge. Okay. Anyway, so as they divide and they get more and more and more, so you're going to have actually trillions of CFUs in your second batch. So you're going to have a lot more. So you don't need to encourage that much growth, right? I mean, you don't need astronomical, crazy levels of bacteria in your second batch. You're looking to get a consistent amount that's going to help you get rid of, the issues that you're having with your stomach, intestines, and pretty much all that nasty bacteria that's been giving you trouble for a long time. And you're looking for something that you can just easily do and make. So you can add that if you want to, but the bacteria is feeding off of the sugars that are in the milk, that are in the half and half, or whole milk and heavy cream. So there's plenty for it to eat and to divide and to replicate. That's the word, replicate, to create a really good yogurt. Now, another thing that's really important, and I found this, excuse me, yeah, it's that kind of week, right? Sorry, is that the quality of your bacteria is really, really, really important. This is kind of the cornerstone of your healthy bacteria regimen. So, I was making, so this is Subtilis, B Subtilis. This brand is really, really good. It makes fantastic yogurt. Probably the best yogurt that I've ever made. Comes from a first batch, second batch, by far, really good stuff. It's Microbiome Labs, and so JC said that this is a really good one, and I did see this over and over again in the comments and in a lot of Dr. Davis's. If you read the comments off of his YouTube videos or on his website, you'll get a lot of good information about what really works, what doesn't work. So for Reuteri, I've been using this from day one. This is the Foods for Gut. I'm not sure exactly which strain it is. They don't talk about it, but it does make consistently good Reuteri. And I've been using this since day one. This is kind of like the first yogurt I ever made with this, and it's always been fantastic. So look and find out which brands work well, right? They're the ones that Dr. Davis recommends. You can go with those. You can read the comments. I think you'll get more from the comments sometimes than you get from videos, I think, because you get information sharing, which is really invaluable. So look for that. That's really important for your really first, second batch, and then on. And it will give you, if you're starting off with a really good bacteria that makes yogurt well, because there are a bunch of bacteria, there's a lot of different strains. Some of them are great for yogurt. Some of them are really not good at all. So the ones I was using was just, it was just making just slurry and nastiness, and it's just, no, it's just not good. So when I started to use this first time, first batch, it was just super awesome, really good stuff. So anyway, yeah. So I mean, and there are other ways that you can make it even better. So if you got some time and you really want to optimize your yogurt regimen, you can take you know, be careful with the milk that you're using. Maybe get some farm fresh milk. You can boil it, not boil it, but you heat it up on the stove for about 180 degrees for about 20 minutes, and that will denature the proteins. It means it's just going to straighten them out. It makes it easier for the yogurt to manipulate those and use those for creating really good creamy yogurt. So if you do that, you get a good yogurt maker. I use the Ultimate Yogurt Maker. You don't necessarily need a yogurt maker per se. You can use like Instapot or something. You just need something that will consistently give the same type of heat for the entire time, and you know, it will cover all the milk that's in there. Because if you don't, then of course it's not going to replicate, because it won't be the same temperature. So you need to do that. Other techniques is that you can cover it up with maybe some cloth or some towels or something like that to keep the heat in so it doesn't escape. You can put something on the bottom of it to keep it above the heating element. There's another way you can do that. What are other ways? I think the heating is important for sure, and the milk, boiling the milk. That's definitely a good one. That should help you with getting good consistent yogurt, especially second batch and on. So the cool thing is about, you know, once you got your second batch or first batch, you have your starter yogurt that you can use each time to make a really good yogurt. So you can do that as many times as you feel like, you know, maybe 6, 7, 8 times. I was using I was using the same batch that I originally created for quite a long time, and I still was coming out with really good yogurt. It was still very tart, especially the Rudorite. So I don't know. I'm not really sure how long and how many generations that you can create with the same thing, but I don't know if there's really a limit. I'm not sure, but you may follow Dr. Davis. I think he has some ideas on that. I think he goes like 6, 7 or something like that with the batches, but anyway, so anyway, look, you don't need to make it as difficult as you need to be. This is kind of it's a simple process. You'll get really good over it. You'll really get really good with it over time. And you'll create some really fantastic yogurt. And you know, the cool thing is that you can, once you get really good at this, is that you can create other things, like you can make cream cheese with it. You know, you can add, you can modify some of the things, like don't use half and half, but maybe use heavy cream for half of it and then half and half for the other half, and you create kind of a more cheesy, really thick type of yogurt, which is great for cream cheese. You could start messing around making fruit on the bottom yogurt for like snacks and stuff. You could cook this for maybe about half the time, or maybe 24 hours, and create a really good snack. So there's a lot of things you can do. So don't stress it too much. You know, you're already on a great path if you're eating this type of yogurt and making it. You know, you're on a good path, and your body is appreciating it. And I know that once you pushed out that the bad bacteria that's been causing all those problems, that your life is getting better. So I mean, health wise, this is the best thing that I have ever done by far. It has been the easiest, and has been the best health medicine I have ever taken in my life. And so anyway, so don't make it any more difficult than it needs to be. Play with it, do what works for you. You don't have to follow a script, you don't have to follow a list of rules. Just do what works for you, and listen to your body and give it what it wants. So anyway, I wish you the best of luck. I appreciate y'all watching, and take care, and good luck to you. Okay.